Yes. So hi, hello, welcome everybody to the session. So welcome once again everybody. I cross check whether my audio, video, everything is fine. Yeah. Kindly drop me a text in the live chat whether my audio, video, everything is fine. Yes. Guys, kindly cross check. Yes. Am I audible? Yes, come on. I'm looking for the live chat people. Yes. Kindly cross check with my audio and video. Is that everything is fine? Yes. Yes. Okay, guys, let's get started with today's session. Let's get started with today's session. So, in the previous class, that is for yesterday's session, we have seen the percentage lecture 1, and it's going to be the final part, that is the lecture 2 of percentage for today. So, let's get started with percentage lecture 2 for session 5 of TANCET MBA 2021. So before I get into that, let me quickly introduce about myself. So my name is Kabilan and I'm a mechanical engineer. I have a 3 years of teaching experience in the field of management exams, and I've also converted various Indian Institute of Management, right? So, and if you really like our sessions, and if you don't watch or previous videos, kindly do watch it. And don't forget to join us on social media platforms, especially on YouTube. That is Unacademy CAT4MBA, and in our Telegram channel TANCET MBA, where you'll be getting all the lively materials exclusively. Okay, so don't forget to join us on the social media platform. And one more important announcement that's coming on January, exactly on Jan 4th and Jan 5th. So the batch has been already started, and if you really want to enroll in it, kindly use my reference code of KABI10, and you will get an ultimate 10% off, right? So there is one more exciting challenge where you will be getting an Unacademy Combat, where you can freely enroll yourself and try to attend the CAT questions curated by the best educators from Unacademy. And if you top the chart, definitely you can win 50,000 Amazon voucher as the first. If you get a first rank, second rank will be for 30,000, third rank for 15,000 Amazon voucher, and the fourth rank 10,000 voucher. So kindly to unlock, use my code KABI10, attend the Unacademy Combat Challenge, right? So this is up to that. And coming to the subscription platform, and if you really want to take it one, kindly you can, I would prefer you go for a 1 year or a 2 year pack. Yeah, so go for a 1 year or a 2 year pack, and you can avail 10% off, getting the final price to be 15,750 for 1 year and 18,900 years. Okay. Yes. So let's get quickly started with the lecture 2 of percentages. Yes. Guys, kindly just hold on for a minute. Kindly hold on for a minute. So let's get started with today's session, the very important session. So to start off with, first of all, I just want you to take you to some of the important concepts in percentage. So getting on to that, listen very carefully. So once again, yeah, okay. So guys, I'll go for an example for this sort of question. This is a very, very important question, first of all. Now, listen carefully. Let's say I have a person A, okay? I have a person A, and let's say A have 100 rupees with him, okay? Now, what A does now? A, with 50% increase to it, it gives to B. If that is the case, then I can 100% say that B will be getting 150 rupees. Okay. So A it initially have 100 rupees, 50% increase to it, it gives to B. So definitely B will be getting 150 rupees. Very simple. Now B having this 150 rupees, he keeps 50 rupees with them and he gives A back 100 rupees. So A has received 100 again. And if I ask you what exactly is the percentage increase or decrease here, okay? So this is the case here, guys. Listen very carefully. A initially have 100 rupees with 50% increase to it, it gives to B, and B is getting 150 now. B, he keeps 50 rupees with him and gives A back 100 rupees. So what will be the exact percentage increase or decrease in the second transaction? So if that is the case, what will be the answer for this? Yeah. My voice is not clear. Yeah. Is that a problem? My voice is not clear. Is that clear now, guys? Is that clear? My voice is clear now. Guys, is that clear now? My voice is clear. Let me know. Okay, just kindly hold on. Okay. Get a glitching sound in between. Okay. So now listen carefully, guys. I have 50% in the first transaction, and you know already that 50% is nothing but 1 by. So 50% is nothing but 1 by 2. And like in the same way, in this case, let's say if this is your final value and if this is your initial value, ultimately your final value comes back to the initial value. Okay? So listen very carefully. If your final value it comes back to the initial value, then what you need to do is if this is 1 by n, in the second transaction, absolutely it's going to be a decrease in percentage. Why? Because it is falling from greater value to smaller value. Okay. So then it's going to be 1 by n plus 1, which means if it is 1 by 2 here, then here it will be 1 by 3. That's it. So 1 by 3 is nothing but 33.33%. So in the second transaction, it's going to be absolutely a 33.33% decrease. Okay? You're getting that, everybody? Okay, my voice is breaking right now. Yes, hi guys, hi Shivani, hi. Yes. So in the second example, I will give you one more instance. Listen carefully. Here I have A and I have B here. Okay, listen. I have here A have 100 rupees. Now what happens now? With the 25% decrease to it. In the second case, this is case 2. With 25% decrease to it, it gives to B. So definitely B will be getting 75. And B, what he does again, B having the 75 rupees, he gives 20, he puts 25 rupees from his own pocket and he gives A back 100. Again, the value comes back to the initial value. If that is the case, now listen very carefully. 25% I can write this as what? 1 by 4. Here, initially the first transaction is decreasing. If the first transaction is decreasing, then I can say that if this is 1 by n, then here it's going to be 1 by n minus 1. So if it is 1 by 3 here, it's going to be 1. Sorry, if it is 1 by 4 here, it's going to be 1 by 4 minus 1. 3. So absolutely it's going to be 33.33% increase. Why increase? The value is, it rises from 75 to 100. So it goes to the smaller to the larger value. So definitely it's a 33.33% increase. You're getting this, guys? Everybody? Yes. I think there is a technical glitch this today's session. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience caused, but let's try to focus on the session so that we can able to get over from this technical glitch. Okay, so let's quickly go to the first question of today's session and let's see who can able to answer this question. Okay, come on. So the thing is, if the cost of tea goes up by 20%, what should be the percentage reduction in the amount of tea consumed so that the total expenditure on tea remains the same? Okay, that's a and you guys are getting this. Listen very carefully. First question, if you see, the cost of the tea goes up by 20%. And what should be the percentage reduction in the, so what is the case here, no? So let me make it very clear. Let's say if I have the cost of the tea to be 100 rupees, let's assume, okay. Actually, the cost it goes up by 20%, which means if I try to increase 20%, then I should be increasing the cost of the tea to be 120. But that's what I'm doing here. In the last statement, if you see, the total expenditure on the tea remains the same, means 120 should again come back to 100. But what is the main thing I'm compensating here? Let's say if this is a cup of tea and if this is the original, that is the initial level quantity I used to give. Now I'm trying to reduce the quantity of the tea. That's it. So I need to find what is the exact percentage decrease. So what you can do, if this is your final value and if this is your initial value, final value comes back to the initial value. If that is the case, initially if your percentage is increasing, then it's going to be, if this is 1 by 5, then it's going to be 1 by n plus 1 means 1 by 6. So the answer for this question is 16.67% decrease. So the exact quantity of the tea which is being reduced is 16.67%. 0.67%. So the answer is option 3 for the very first question. You're getting it? You're getting this, guys? Very good, very good. Is my voice clear now? Can you able to cope up with my voice? Yeah. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience caused. Maybe it's due to the technical glitch. Kindly bear with me. Is my voice is clear? Kindly let me know, guys, so that I can able to take the move forward to the next question very confidently, please. Yeah. And the first question, is that clear for everybody? Yes. Kindly let me know, Abhinaya, my voice is clear or not? Yeah. Let's go for the second question. Listen very carefully. In an examination, Mani scored 45% marks and failed by 18 marks. Okay. In the same examination, Radhika scored 54% marks and got 27 marks more than the pass mark. Okay. What is the score of Mohan in the examination who secured 75% of marks? So listen very carefully. Here, I cannot simply assume the total mark to be 100 or the pass mark to be some other thing. Why? Because the exact marks is being given. See, if you see this, for Mani, he has been failed by exactly 18 marks. And if you take Radhika, she has been passed by getting more than 27 marks of the pass mark. So, what I can simply do now, let's try to assume, let D be the total mark. Okay, and let P be the pass mark. So what I do know, after reading this very first statement, Mani scored 45% marks and failed by 18 marks. If that is the case, I can simply write it in one equation as, when it comes to Mani, it is, he has scored 45%. 45% means what? It's going to be 0.45 of the total mark, which is exactly equal to pass mark minus 18. Why? Because he has been failed by 18 marks. So this will be the exact first equation. And if we go for the second equation for Radhika, it is Radhika scored 54% mark. So it's going to be 0.54 of the total mark, which is equal to pass mark plus 27. Because Radhika, she has scored 27 marks more than the pass mark. Okay. So now let's try to sort out these two. If you do this, pass mark is equal to 0.45t plus 18, and like in the same way here, pass mark is equal to 0.54t minus 27. Ultimately, both the pass marks are same. If I try to equate these two, it will be what? 0.45t plus 18 is equal to 0.54t minus 27. And this 27 goes to this side, you'll be getting ultimately 35 is equal to, it's going to be what? It's not 35, 45. 27 plus 18 will give you 45. 45 is equal to 0.9, not 0.9, 0.090, right? And if you do this, ultimately the value of t will be what? 4500 by 9. If you do, the total mark you'll be getting exactly 500. So you got the total mark to be 500, and try to find what is the pass mark for this. Yeah, what will be the pass mark for this? No, the question is, Mohan, the same examination, you are asked to find what is the score of Mohan, who has got 75% of the mark. So for Mohan, it's going to be 75%. So 75% means what? 3 by 4 of 500. 3 by 4 of 500. So if you do this, you'll be getting 125. So 125 into 3, if you do, you'll be getting 375. So the exact score of Mohan, who has secured 75% of the marks, is 375. You're getting this, guys, everybody. So the answer for the second question is option 3. Yes? Is that clear? Is that clear for everybody? Very good. Let's quickly go for the third question of today's session. That is, the price of a TV has been increased by 33%. Okay. By what percentage should the cost of the TV be reduced to reduce it back to its original price? So very simple. Let's assume the cost of the TV to be 100 and it is getting increased by 33.33%. So if it is getting increased by 33.33%, the cost of the TV will become 133.33, and this 133.33 should again come back to its original price of 100. So what do you exactly do? 33.33 is 1 by 4. If it is initially increasing means, then it's going to be 1 by n plus 1. So it's going to be 1 by 4 here. 1 by 4 is nothing but 25% decrease. So the answer for the third question is absolutely 25%. You're getting this? Very good, Meghna. Yes. It's a matter of not even more than 30 seconds. You can easily find this. Yeah. Clear. Let's go for the fourth question now. Now listen very carefully for the fourth question. Yuva gave 25% of a certain amount of money to Ram. From the money Ram received, he spent 20% on buying books, 35% on buying a watch. After the mentioned expenses, Ram has 2,700 remaining. So how much did Yuva have initially? That's your question. So listen very carefully, guys. I don't know how much Yuva have initially. So what I do know, I simply take it as 100x. 100x is the initial money Yuva has. Okay. So if that is the case, Yuva, he gave 25% of the certain amount of money to Ram. So how much Ram would have been received? Ram would have received 25x, right? So this is the amount Ram has received. From this 25x, Ram, he spent 20% on books and 35% on watch. So how much is that totally? 20% plus 35%, if you do, it's going to be 55%. So he spent on buying books and watch. And what will be the remaining? So the remaining percent of money which Ram have will be 45%. 100 minus 55% you do, it will be 45%, and 2,400 remaining. So it is very clear that 45% of 45% of, listen very carefully, 45% of 25x is equal to 2,700. That's it. So what you can exactly do? You need to know, find what is 45% of 25x. That will roughly give you what? 11.25x equal to 2,700 means what will be the value of x? It's going to be 2,700 divided by 11.25 if we do. What will be the exact amount you will be getting? The value of x? I think it's going to be 240. So 240 is the value of X you got. You need to find the initial money Yuva has. 240 into 100 if you do, you'll be getting exactly 24,000. So the answer for the fourth question is absolutely option 3, 24,000 guys. Clear everybody? Is that clear for everybody? Yes. Now let's go for the fifth question. So Vaishali got 40% of total marks in an examination and failed by 5 marks. However, Preethi, who took the same examination, got 50% of the total marks and got 4 marks more than the pass mark. I think this is exactly same with the previous question that we did. I think it is the second question if I'm not wrong, right? So what we can exactly do? So if this is Vaishali, Vaishali has got 40% of the total marks. So 40% means 0.4 of the total mark, which is equal to, and failed by 5 marks means P minus 5. And if you go for Preethi, Preethi has got 50%, so 0.5 of the total mark, and she got 10 marks more than the pass mark, so P plus 10. So from this I can say that these are the two equations I will be getting here. From this the pass mark is equal to 0.4 T plus 5, and from this the pass mark is equal to 0.5 T minus 10. And if I try to equate these two, that is 0.4 T plus 5 is equal to 0.5 T minus 10. I'll be getting 0.1 T is equal to 15. And what will be the value of T here then? It's going to be ultimately 150. So the total marks, I've got that to be 150. And what were the passing marks in the examination? So you need to find what is the passing mark in the examination. Just simply come and substitute it here. If I try to substitute here, P is equal to 0.4 into 150 plus 5. If you try to do this, you'll be exactly getting what? 60 plus 5, 65. So the passing mark in the examination is option A, 65. Is that clear? Is that clear for everybody? Yes. Can you give me a thumbs up if you're clear with this? Let's go for the next question, sixth one. Listen very carefully, guys. This is one important question. A small pool filled only with water will require an additional 300 gallons of water in order to be filled to 80% of its capacity. Okay, so listen very carefully. I have a pool in which I already have some amount of water, liters of water, gallons of water here. Okay, so if that is the case, additionally I am pumping in 300 gallons of water. If I do so, if pumping in this 300 gallons of water will increase the amount of water in the pool by 30%. So listen very carefully. This is actually the lead which you can take down. If I additionally, inject 300 gallons of water in the pool, that will increase the amount of water in the pool by 30% means, then I can 100% say that initially the water in the pool, if it was 1000 gallons only, 30% of 1000 gallons will be 300 gallons. So initially you had 1000 gallons, and after that you are injecting 300 gallons to it. So totally now the pool will have 1300 gallons. And if you go and address the very first statement, what is that? Will require an additional 300 gallons of water in order to be filled 80% of its capacity. So if that is the case, then I can definitely say that 1300 gallons is nothing but 80% of total capacity. Then what will be your total capacity? The total capacity is what? Total capacity is equal to 1300 by 0.8 if you do. The total capacity, you'll be getting it to be, if you do the simplification, I think you'll be getting 1625 gallons. If I'm not wrong. So the answer is option 2. 1625 gallons is the total capacity of the pool. Okay, in gallons. Clear? Is that clear for clear for everybody, guys? Definitely, you can expect these sort of questions in your exams. Definitely, these are all previously asked questions. So you will be getting sort of a reference from these sort of questions. Okay. So kindly make sure you get this right. And if you're clear with this, quickly give me a thumbs up. Let's go for the next question. Listen very carefully. Let's go for the seventh question. Fresh grapes contain 80% water by weight, while dry grapes contain 20% water by weight. What is the weight of dry grapes that can be obtained from 20 kgs of fresh grapes? That's the question. So first of all, don't get confused with the question. You need to 100% understand the question. That's really important. Okay. So let's go for the question part. Now listen. Let's say this is fresh grapes and this is dry grapes. Okay. If they say fresh grapes contain 80% water by weight, if 80% is weight, then definitely 20% will be what? Grapes. Like in the same way, if you go for dry grapes, if 20% is water, the rest of 80% will be grapes. That's it. We have got the distribution of both the fresh grapes and the dry grapes, and you are asked to find in 20 kgs of fresh grapes, how many kgs of dry grapes can be extracted? So in 20 kgs of fresh grapes, first of all, let's try to find how many kgs of water and how many kgs are grapes. What you can exactly do? 80% is water. 80% means 16 kgs will be water. The rest of 4 kgs only will be grapes. So what I can simply now, take it off. This 4 kgs of grapes in fresh grape, if it is equal to 80% of grapes in dry grapes, then what will be 20% of grapes? 20% of dry grapes. If 80% is 4, 20% will be what? 1. That's it. So the total of 100% dry grapes will be what? 5 kg. So listen very carefully, guys. In 20 kgs of fresh grapes, you can able to extract 5 kgs of dry grapes. So the answer is option 1 for the very 7th question. Okay, you're getting this very simple question, nothing to complicate. Yes, guys. Is that clear? So what I exactly did, I took the 4 kgs of grapes. If this is 80% in dry grapes, then what will be 20%? Take it as X and do cross multiplicate. You will get the answer to be 1. So 100% of dry grapes will be what then? 4 kg plus 1 kg, 5 kg. Which means in 20 kgs of fresh grapes, you can able to extract 5 kgs of dry grapes. Very simple as that. So that is your question as well. Okay? You are clear with this? Very interesting question, guys. If you're really clear with this, give me a thumbs up and let's go for the 8th question. I think the 8th question is sort of like similar to the previous question, but there is a sort of slight modification here and there. Come on, just try to do this 8th question and let me know what will be the answer for this quickly. Yes. come on, what will be the answer for the 8th question? Everything is same actually. So let's try to do this. Let's take this to be the fresh grapes and this to be the fresh grapes that contain 80% water by weight. So it is 80% water means the rest of 20% will be grapes. Like in the same way, dry grapes contain 25% water. The rest of 75% will be grapes. Grapes, like in the same way, dry grapes contain 25% water. The rest of 75% will be grapes. In 20 kgs of dry grapes, how many kgs of fresh grapes can we obtain? So the question is sort of ulta here. So if you listen very carefully, in 20 kgs of dry grapes, it is how many kgs of grapes and how many kgs of water will be there? Listen very carefully. In 20 kgs of dry grapes, 25%, that is what? 5 kgs will be. So now, if that is the case, I can take a lead that 15 kgs of grapes in fresh grapes, if it is 75% of grape in dry grape, what will be the 25%? 25% will be what? Is that clear for everybody? Is that clear what I am exactly doing here? Guys, let's quickly see where I went wrong actually. Just kindly hold on. They are asking you to find in 20 kgs of dry grapes, how many kgs of fresh grapes can be extracted, right? Fresh grapes is somewhere here, but I went with dry grapes, really sorry. So listen, 15 kgs of grapes in dry grapes, if it is 20% of grapes in 20% grapes in fresh grapes means, then what will be the rest of 80%? Rest of 80% will be what? If you try to take it as x and do cross multiplicate, you'll be getting the value of x to be 60 if I'm not wrong. So the rest of the complete 100% of the fresh grapes will give you 15 plus 60 will give you 75 kgs. So it is very clear that in 20 kgs of dry grapes, you can able to extract 75 kgs of grapes. So the answer is option 2, 75 kgs is the right answer for the 8th question. Okay? Is that clear? Everybody, let's go for the next question. That is Sandy earns 4,80,000 per annum in a month. Okay, in a month. Okay, for per annum he is earning 4,80,000. Okay, in a month she spends 15% of her monthly salary for rent, 25%, 20% on groceries, 30% on savings. She gives the remaining money to her son and daughter in the ratio 3:4. Okay. Fine. So now listen carefully. What is the percentage of money given to her daughter's fee per annum? That's your question. So what you exactly do here? Listen carefully, guys. 4,80,000 is the complete income of Sandy, total income, and in a month she spends 15% on her monthly salary, and okay. So what you can exactly do? See, if 4,80,000 is the income per annum, then what will be the income per month? Income per month will be what? What you can exactly do? Just take this 4,80,000 and divide it by 12. If you do so, you'll be getting 40,000. So 40,000 is actually the income per month. Okay. So in a month, she spends 15% on her monthly salary and for rent, and 20% on groceries, and 30% on savings. So if you try to add 15% plus 20% plus 30%, that will exactly give you 65%. So 100 minus 65%, if you do, you'll be getting 35%. 35% is the remaining. This is 35% of 40,000. How much it is? 10% is what? 4,000. 20% will be 8. 30% will be 12,000, right? And 5% will be what? 2,000. So it's going to be 14,000. So this is actually the remaining money which she spends on her son and daughter in the ratio 3:4. If that is the case, now listen carefully. Let's say if the son gets 3x amount of money and her daughter she gets 4x amount of money. So totally how much you have? 7x. So 7x will be ultimately equal to 14,000 each. What will be the value of x? 2,000. Right? So how much will be her daughter getting then? 4 into 2,000 if you do, it's going to be 8,000. So the money her daughter has got for her term fees is 8,000. Now the question is, what is the percentage of money given to her daughter's fee per annum? That's your question. So per annum you need to see. So what you can exactly do per annum if you really want to find it? Just simply do 8,000 into 12. 8,000 into 12, if you do, how much exactly you will be getting? 96. So 96,000 divided by 4,80,000 if you do into 100, then you will be getting the answer. So come on, do it and tell me what will be the exact answer for this. Exactly 20%. So the answer for the ninth question is absolutely 20%. That's it. Okay? Clear everybody? How this 96,000 came? It is something like what? 8,000 into 12. For per annum I'm calculating how much will be the fee of her daughter. And this is total income per annum. That's if you do into 100, why into 100? Because you are finding the percentage. It will exactly give you 20%. Okay? Clear everybody? So let's go for the last question of the session. That is, in a poll, Raghu got 84% of total valid votes. If 20%, 25% of the total votes were declared invalid, and the total number of votes is 8,84,000. Okay, so the total number of votes you have got, you need to find the number of valid votes in favor of Raghu. Okay, so listen very carefully, guys. You've got the total votes to be 8,84,000. Right? After that, you know that out of the total votes, 25% of the total votes were declared invalid. So if that is the case, invalid votes, if you see, 3,000 if I'm not wrong. You have got the valid votes here. And if you see, Raghu has got 84% of the valid votes. So the valid votes of Raghu, if you see, is nothing but 0.84 of 6,63,000. If you do so, you'll be exactly getting 5,56,920. So the answer for this question is option 2. 5,56,920 is the exact answer for the last question of this session. Okay, I hope the questions are really interesting for everybody, and I really apologize for the technical glitch which has been faced here, and I could not see a lot of live people attending the session. Okay, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. So let's try to get on with much more interesting questions in the coming sessions, and let's try to crack it. Okay, so and coming back to the schedule, it will be from Monday to Friday every day at 9 p.m. Make sure you attend the session regularly, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Unacademy CAT4MBA